Where are you from, man?
I'll with the liquid.
Screen went black, it threw me off. Body Power 2014, Birmingham, England. We're at the Mutant booth. I got the Mutant Ambassadors with me right now, so I want to introduce everybody to you. We got Danny, we got Tony, and we got Scott. These guys have been helping us out on Twitter now for a while, and we just want to bring them on. They're at the booth making everything work for us. You guys are the grease on the wheels, so to speak.
Keep it turning, yeah.
Keep it turning. So I'm going to let you guys all introduce yourself. Danny, go ahead.
I'm Danny Keane, 999. Thanks everyone for following me on Twitter.
You've been a big help. And Tony?
Yeah, I'm Tony Clegg, Mr. T Mutant, so make sure you follow me on Twitter.
Now, Mr. T Mutant, you've been around for a while too, right?
Yeah, 2 years now.
How long you been on there?
Say about a year or so.
Okay, cool, man. And then Scott Weston.
Hey, I'm Scott Weston, Scott S. Weston on Twitter, one of the original 5. I'm Mutant Ambassadors, and I'm from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Awesome. We're glad the guys are here to help us out. Now, how did we organize this with you guys? Because they just tell me that you're going to be here. You know, did you guys say, hey, I want to come to Body Power?
Pretty much. Obviously, just the same way we've got like known on Twitter, like we just keep putting ourselves out there, keep tweeting the brand, just make sure we're in the public eye a lot, and then before you know it, like Matt and Ryan just get in contact with us asking, hey, do I help us out? And
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like I wake up in the morning and I look at my Twitter, and you know, you guys are on the other side of the globe, so I see all these tweets that have gone through the night, and they're from, you know, like you guys. So what about yourself? Like, how did you get involved with Mutant, and why did you decide to support us?
Well, basically, nearly 2 years ago, myself, Irish Mutant, and Mutant Freak, we started hashtagging Team Mutant. And it sort of went from there. You guys got in touch with us, asked us if we wanted to be ambassadors, along with Scott. And it's just exploded.
Right
it's
on.
just exploded. Yeah.
Now, and what about yourself?
It was actually coming here last year. It was my first Body Power Expo. And I saw the Mutant booth, walked over, and I was hooked straight away. So then started getting on Twitter, and everyone was saying, oh, hashtag Team Mutant, and it just taken off from there. So
Yeah, no, the guys that, you know, are repeatedly loyal to us over and over. I mean, you're such a big help with a lot of the stuff that we put out there on the social media. So we appreciate the, you know, the support. Now, how's this going for you guys being on this side of the rope at an expo?
it's a bit surreal, actually. 1 minute I'm watching it on my iPad at home, next minute I'm actually stood next to it, and I'm on it now. So
yeah,
it's brilliant.
Well, by the end of the weekend, you might be regretting that you volunteered to help. Hope you guys are getting more than a t-shirt and a hat out of the deal. What about you, Tony? What's it like for you? I mean, is this your first Body Power?
No, this is actually my fourth one.
Fourth one. Because you'll be the closest, like, as far as everyone, you're the closest to Birmingham, right?
Yeah, Manchester.
Yeah. Okay, so it's fourth Body Power.
Yeah, this first time working it. It's amazing. Just can't wait for tomorrow and Sunday.
You're going to be wanting to take off? Are we letting you walk around and see the rest of the expo sometimes, or what?
Well, you might do.
I don't know yet.
You've been here before.
Too busy.
That was your first expo ever,
Yeah,
period.
first one ever. I wasn't too sure what to expect. I mean, when I've come around here, I'm like, oh, it's crazy. And these guys are like, wait till Saturday, Sunday, and you won't be able to move.
Right.
So, I mean, I've been working the samples today, and it's just constant. Like, I've been sweating over there, and it's just, that's what it's like today. Wow, I can't wait for tomorrow.
No, tomorrow, it's pretty standard procedure for the Friday to be a little quieter. You know, there's a lot of people obviously in the area that are still at work.
Yeah.
You know, so, but Saturdays are always a knockout and all this stuff. Now, what about bodybuilding? How did you get involved in bodybuilding? You know, not just
Well,
Mutant.
Well, to be honest, it was all came from Mutant because I used to play football or soccer
Right.
a lot, so I was always just more
Football.
about fitness. Yeah, I was always about fitness and stuff. I didn't really know about body. Like, I'm a hard gainer, so it kind of put me off a little bit, and I stayed with what I knew. I was about 64 kilos when I started, and then
Okay.
actually started using the Mutant products. It wasn't just like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll just decide and tweet about these guys. I actually used the products, and they actually work for me. I've tried other stuff, and it's not really done what it says.
So it was like Mutant Mass. you
Yeah, and the
actually put
Mutant
weight
Mass
on.
and everything, they just worked. And that's why I started tweeting about it. That's how it snowballed. I was just like, oh my God, you need to get using this. And then before you know it, I mean, now that was 2 years ago, and now I'm 107 kilos, and it's just hard.
So,
work.
so how many kilos?
107.
So you put on 40 kilos.
Yeah, in just about 2.5 years. So I
For-
mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of hard work. I work in a nightclub, so I can work and eat all the time. So like, even when people are sleeping, I'm eating. So.
I did that for 15 years.
Yeah.
I bounced for a few, and then I poured drinks for 10 years.
Oh,
and
it's
you know,
full
so
on.
shakes were a big part of my shift because you
Yeah.
know we'd be high volume bartending, and you know I just had time to pound 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
That was it. So yeah,
that's
they
when the Mutant
definitely
Mass comes in perfect.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
just
have
straight
a
away, down you go, and back to work.
have a purpose. Now, what about bodybuilding for you, Tony? Like, how did you get involved? How long have you been training?
Probably been training on and off for years, but back in 2009, my first granddaughter was born. So it was Get Fit Grandad.
Right. Okay.
So I've been hammering it ever since. Just want to stay young, don't you, for the grandkids? So basically, yeah, they're the inspiration for me to train hard. You guys with the products.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Cool, man. So how old are you?
44.
Boom. Hey,
21.
you don't look a day over 24. How's
Thanks
that?
a lot. I'll give you that $5 later.
And what about bodybuilding for Danny?
It's sort of similar to Scott. I was a semi-professional footballer, and due to injury, the roles I was playing changed. So it made I had to do a bit of gym work, and the gym work started taking over because the injuries were getting worse for football. So basically, I couldn't run around very much. So then I started lifting weights. It just went on from there, and I haven't stopped.
It's funny, you know, a lot of athletes wind up bodybuilding because, you know, they can't handle the impact anymore of, you know, football players, like
Yeah.
gridiron players taking hits, or rugby or whatever. They just can't take the impact on the joints. And bodybuilding, if you train safe, you could do it for a long, long
Yeah.
time. You know, we got grandmasters that look fantastic, and that's what it's all about. So,
Yeah.
well, that's awesome, guys. We really appreciate you guys helping out at the booth, doing what you guys do on Twitter. You know, I always find myself apologizing to the ambassadors because I can't keep up with the retweets and I can't keep up with the Twitter, but I'm really got an Instagram now, so hopefully I'm doing good enough on there to keep up with you. With the Mutant Ambassadors, we got Danny, Tony, and Scott.
Let me just say a quick shout out.
Yo, we got a shout out. Tony
Yeah.
wants to do one. I know he's watching.
Yeah, I'd just like to say on behalf of the ambassadors here today, to Lawrence, Irish Mutant, big shout to you, mate. We all miss you, and get well to your wife soon. Cheers, brother.
Thanks. You bet. You bet. 2014 Body Power, Birmingham, England. Really happy to be here. This is day one. We got lots more coming. Live from the Mutant booth, lab report, Big Ron. You know the deal. See you soon.
See ya.